Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Since March 10th, 2024 was the last time I did a video. So, hello. Maybe I'm back. I don't know. This is going to be a finish parade and a WIP parade today to end out the year. But anyway, if you're new here, my name is Shelly. I am the Serenity Stitcher here on FlossTube as well as on Instagram. This is FlossTube 136. I started my channel a little over 5 years ago, and I've been filming pretty steadily until March of this year. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you may have seen a post. I think I did a post on Instagram also, but anyway, I'm not going to go into a lot of details here. I'm just going to say that those of you that watched me before, you know that I think we need to take the stigma away from mental health issues, and we need to talk about it more. Specifically right now, grief. Like, our society has really warped views of grief, and all of that aside, that's what I've been dealing with for the last 16 months or so, is grief. And in dealing with that grief, it made me realize some things about my life that I didn't like and that I wanted to change. And so you may notice from the background, it's a little bit different. I am living on my own, not divorced yet, but that is coming after the first of the year. You know, almost 39 years with someone that it was a pastime, and I just didn't have the courage to do it until dealing with this grief that I've been dealing with. So all that to say is that for the past, since March, I had the mental capacity to, and physical as well, go to work, get home, stitch. Like, I didn't have room in myself and my soul to do anything else. And, I think we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to be gentle with ourselves. And I just didn't have it in me to film. So that's where I've been. And I may share more about the whole grieving process one day. I'm sure I will, because I feel like it needs to come out of me. I feel like it just needs to come out, just to help people that are going through it know that they're not alone. So if you are going through any kind of grief right now, know that you're not alone. Know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be kind to yourself and allow yourself to do whatever you need to do to deal with it and learn to live with it. We never get over it. We just learn to live with it. So that's my intro. So this past year, I did participate in WIP Warriors. Their 24 and 24 stream is what I did. And actually, wasn't my goal, but I actually got 24 finishes in 2024. So, and I gathered the ones that I have here in my apartment up. I'm missing some. So, I'm still in the process of moving. I started moving out the beginning of September when this apartment came open. And I'm taking my time doing it. Like I said, almost 40 years together, and that's a lot of stuff to have to go through. It's a lot of emotions to work through. I'm still working basically full time. I do have Fridays off, so I'm thankful for that. And that's usually when I go out to our house in Rogersville and make a load. I haven't done that the last couple of weeks. I probably won't do that until after the first of the year. I just needed to give myself a minute to breathe in the holiday. And I also had like a lot of stuff that I wanted to put together here. Like, I didn't want to overwhelm myself with too much stuff, since I don't have to. If I had to, I would. But I don't have to do that we're not selling the house in Rogersville. My husband's keeping it. And so, you know, I have the grace to be able to do it at my pace. And so that's what I've been doing. So some of my finishes hopefully are still out there because I can't find them here. So I don't know. I was freaking out a little bit. So I'm not going to do them in any particular order. And I will include a photo of the ones that I couldn't find here in my apartment. So I'll let you look at those first. Okay. And then here is one that I did for Candy, the 614 Stitcher does a mental health awareness stitch every May. And this is one that I did this year for that event, and I did finish it. I don't remember if it was in May or not, but I did finish it. So this is a magazine piece, but you probably maybe can get it at Stitch Rovia's Etsy shop. This is Emma Congdon, Love Yourself First. And this particular magazine had a series of maybe 6. I've done one, no, I've done 2. I've completed 2 of them. This is the 3rd one. And I'm not gonna talk about fabrics because some of them I don't know. If you have any questions, just let me know. And then I did finish this one from Bonnie and Camille. Fat Quarter Shop did a stitch along, probably 2 years ago for the, what's this called? It's from the B quilt book, I think. It's only in a quilt book. You can't get it individually, just the cross stitch pattern. But anyway, I used to call for Cosmo flosses, and I finally got a finish on this. If you don't know, I'm also a quilter. It's kind of taken a back seat to my cross stitch since 2020, but you know, I'm drawn to quilts, and this is a quilt pattern, and I thought, oh, I would love to stitch quilts like this, and I don't. I discovered that. I don't enjoy it. I don't know why, but I don't. I apologize if at any point my glasses get these little blue lights on them. I've had blue, you know, the blue light reduction ones before, and I don't remember them being this intense, but these are very intense. And so if I move a certain way with my glasses, it will pick that up. I apologize. This one I'm going to turn into a pillow, so I've already got the borders on it. This is Doreen Jones' freebie from a few years ago, Flowers and Bees. And I did, one of the members of her group had changed the last block and put this phrase in it, and so I decided to do that as well. It was sort of like this block. It was a picture instead of a vase, but same look, and so this one was a lot of fun, but a lot of stitches. And then several years ago, I participated, subscribed to Fat Quarter Shop's the Stitch Quarterly box, and this was one of them that was in that that year that I subscribed. This is Hey Pumpkin. This is with DMC flosses. This is on a 10 count Lori Holt fabric, and it's really nice to stitch on, really soft. But I finally got that one finished. Another fall one I got finished is, this is the Blue Flower from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine a few years ago. This is her Seasons of the Heart. I believe you can get these on the, regular market now. But this is the autumn one. And let's see. I finished this one from Scattered Seeds. This was part of their pin cushions, pin cushions, pin keeps, their pin keep club from 2021. So I did finish that. This was my first finish for this year. And in that club, which you can join on Etsy, you get the fabric, you get the floss, you get, of course, the pattern, and you get the finishing supplies as well. And it's like six patterns, I believe. This is one of my first starts from when I came back to stitching in 2019 and finally got it finished. This is My Love from Madame Chantilly. And Denise, I have not forgotten that I'm sending you this pattern. I haven't forgotten. So, I just love this. I love anything that has to do with Valentine's Day. I guess it's the colors and the colors and the flowers and things like that. I also finished Luminous Fiber Arts, their Stitcher pattern. This is one that Rachel Q had started a couple of years ago, I think, on her birthday. And so I finally got it finished. I had this little piece of fabric that I had left over when I had this piece left over, and when I was dyeing some other stuff, I had dye left, and I dyed this piece. Well, it's, a certain size, and this is the one that I wanted to stitch this on, and so I stitched it 1/1 with a silk floss from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Now, it has some buttons and things on it. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that when I finish it. I might find some little charms or something. This is another fall piece that I finished. This is a magazine piece, I believe from Just Cross Stitch. But I started this in 2022. I participated in an exchange, and I made my exchange partner one, and I started one for myself also. And this is a piece of Ada that I hand dyed. I did participate in Stitching Book Club's Emma Stitch Along this past year, and got a finish on it. Now, these are Anchor flosses. I pretty much stuck to her colors, just converted them to Anchor. My green's a little different, and I did change the quote. I love her pieces. She's doing just got finished with Dracula. I don't do like a lot of Halloween type things, or like dark pieces, I guess you would call them. And so I didn't participate in that, but it's really pretty. This is a Blackbird Designs piece that I stitched this year. And I don't remember what it's Stitch by Stitch is the name of it. And so you stitch it on 2 pieces of fabric, and then you sew them together, and you turn it into a little heart. So I stitched it on some fabric from, what's her name? She's from Australia. Number 12 Stitch Co. on Etsy, I think is what it is. She had a Valentine's pack, and I bought it a couple of years ago. And I just picked my own flosses. I mean, this is not anywhere close to the colors that Blackbird designed it in, but if you hang around here on my channel, you'll learn that I like to change colors. And finally, I finally finished Flea Market Flowers from Lori Holt. Man, this thing was a beast to stitch. I did change some of it. These two flowers are supposed to have stalks on them. I replaced it with a little quote from Lady Bird Johnson, which I realized after that, you know, her husband's initials were LBJ too. So maybe people were going to think he said it, but it's Lady Bird. And then I did Bloom in the year down here at the bottom, the year that I finished it. This is a piece of hand-dyed by me fabric. And then, last but not least, by any means, I might have to scoot back a little bit to get you to be able to see it all, but I finally finished Elizabeth Weston from Hands Across the Sea. I've been stitching on this since 2020, and I finished it. Yeah, I'll have to just scroll it. She is huge. And I can't see what you're seeing, so. Okay, so this is a piece of fabric that was dyed specifically for this piece for me by Devin. She's Devin FL on Instagram. And if you reach out to her, you know, she may dye you some fabric as well. But I use the Call for DMC flosses. So right in here, she had originally stitched the year that she stitched it in, and then she took off the you know, like the decade and year. Like she just left the 18 whatever. She took the whatever out and just left the 18. So I decided, I knew I wanted my name on here somewhere, and so I just put backstitch in right there. So I said I wanted this framed for my 60th birthday. Of course, I told that, you know, to my husband, and he won't be my husband for my 60th birthday, but that will be coming up November 2025. I actually realized that I have a frame. A while back, this lady was selling a bunch of frames on Facebook, and I met her and got them from her. I think I paid like $75, and it's probably 8 frames, and some of them are rather large. There was one that I really, really wanted for that piece, but it's just slightly too small. And so, but there is a big one that's big enough. I thought about having it cut down, and then my daughter said, Mom, just leave it that size and let them mat around it. She's like, it needs, you know, it's a work of art. So, you know, let it be in a big frame and, you know, show what a work of art it is. And so I am going to do that. So I actually have another finish that I just remembered about. It was a start and a finish this month for one of my coworkers, and so I'll insert a picture of that here. And so that's actually 25 finishes that I got. You know, when you were little, your parents would spank you on your birthday, you know, for however many years old you were, plus one to grow on. So one to grow on, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna switch to my WIPs. I'm gonna pause it for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the WIPs. I counted them a while back, and it's like 50 something, which is pretty good for me because I was close to 70 when I started out 2024. So, you know, I've had some new starts, but this is one of the new starts that I've had. I just started this a few days ago. Nope, upside down. This is going to be a full coverage piece. This is Intricate Intimate Romance. that's been charted by Stitches So Beautiful over on Etsy. So I'm stitching it on, I believe this is a 28 count, and I'm stitching it 2/1 half cross. So I don't know, and it may be a little, I don't know, it may be a little thick, but I just like the coverage better with 2 strands. So I tried doing 1 strand and doing full cross, and I don't know, I didn't like the way it was looking, so I changed it up. But these are all the flosses for it. These, the ones I'm showing you right now, these are the ones that I've, you know, were in my WIP Warriors rotation. So with WIP Warriors 24 and 24, you could have 24 WIPs that you were actively working on at one time. You couldn't have more than that. So when you got a finish, you could put in a new start, or you can put in an old WIP, either way. This one actually has some of the finishes that I got this year. I want to say it's, I don't remember how many I finished this year. Probably 2, and then started a 3rd. But this is Shannon Christine's 12 Days of Christmas from 2022, I think. And so I'm pretty sure I finished, I finished 5, finished 6, and now I started on 7. So this is on a black cashel, and I'm stitching pretty much her, I'm stitching with her DMCs. I'm using treasure braid instead of chronic, and I'm only putting beads on the middles of the flowers, and I put them on this crown. But she had all of this down here as charted beads, like everything around the number, all of this filigree down here, and it was just too much. And so I haven't completely gone back, and I've pulled all the beads out, but I still need to go back and finish the stitching with the treasure braid on some of them. Then this one is from, oh gosh, it's a French company. I'll put the name down below, but this is a piece that I got from them this past year, and I think it's adorable. It's by Veronique. I can't remember her last name, but she has the cutest designs. So I got a good bit of stitching on that in this month. And this is a 40 count fabric from Atomic Ranch. I did a club through the Farmer's Attic for a while. I'm not doing it anymore, but I did it for a while, and that was one of them. Then I have there was something else that was in this bag, and I'm trying to think of what was in this bag before. And the fact that I guess I finished it. I don't remember what was in it. But anyway, this is a Stitcher's Wallet from the Nebby Needle. You know, it flaps over, so when you're looking at it here, it looks like part of it's upside down, but it flaps over and makes a little wallet. Pretty sure this is a 40 count from, I don't know if this is XG or if it probably is, because it's serged around the edge. I don't have a serger anymore, so. And then these are the threads that I'm using. I just kind of pulled my own, pretty much same colors as what it was charted for, but just my own overdyes. What else was in that bag? This is Easter egg hunt from Satsuma Street. I love it. This is on Tin Roof from Weeks, and I'm using her DMC flosses. This one is this one's going to be a goal for a finish in 2025. So I participated in WIP Go this past year, and I'm going to participate again. And what I did with my board is I went through my WIPs and kind of picked some things that are close to a finish. So my whole board of, I've got the free space, so it's only 24 projects, but my whole board goal is to finish each one of them that's on there. So fingers crossed for 2025 that I can do that, but I think it's doable. Unless something else, catches my eye and distracts me. But okay, this is Songbird of Spring. This is a magazine piece, and I'm stitching it on an 18 count Ada that I got at Hobby Lobby with the Call for DMCs. So pretty. I love cherry blossoms and I love birds. So this is one of the other series from the Blue Flower. This is the Seasons of the Heart Spring. I really wish I had changed the colors on this. These colors just don't say spring to me, and so well, it's too late now. But anyway, I do plan to do the whole series, but I can always change my mind. But this is a piece of fabric that I hand dyed, and I'm using her DMC Call for. And what's in this bag? Okay, this is some fall things. Oops. So this is, I don't know which direction this goes. I think it doesn't really matter. But this is Hands-On Designs Triple Play Pillows, the autumn, one of the autumn ones. I have the whole series. I have the whole, I've got the kits from, can't remember the name of the shop. I'll put it down here. But they sold the kits with the fabrics that were used to finish the models, and so I have the whole thing, and I'm stitching them on 40 count. And then I have, this is Sweater. I can never say it's Sweater Weather. I always gotta say Sweater Weather. From October House Fiber Arts. And this is one that's on my WIP Go board, because I definitely can get this a finish for 2025. This is the fabric that I'm stitching it on. This wasn't the called for, but this is what she could get me during the pandemic, and so, and I'm using DMCs and I think a few overdyes, pretty much the same colors as what they called for in the pattern, I believe, but my own twist. If it calls for something, I don't have that in my stash, I'll try to, instead of going out and buying it, unless I'm just in the buying mood, or if I don't have anything that is similar, but I try to just do similar things from my stash. I have a good, I have a full DMC, except for like this, I don't have the full from the specialty threads. I have all of the variegated, I have all of the regular DMCs, and I'm working on getting a full set of weeks. This is the Prim Stitch series from Lori Holt. And this is, I don't know. I mean, obviously I liked it enough to want to do it. I wish I hadn't done it on one piece of fabric, so it was so, I mean, it's not finished until I finish the whole dang thing, so I wish I had done them individually, but anyway. I'm doing this on a 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin. Maybe not 32 count. I think it is, but it's not, because I would normally, no, that's right. Okay, so 32 count with her DMCs. I did change the red, but I'm doing only one strand over 2 threads to give it more of a prim look. So that one's got a way to go. And another little prim series that I'm working on is the Little Sheep Virtues from Little House Needleworks. So this was actually a finish. Sorry, I didn't think about grabbing my finishes that were in my bag, but this was a finish this year, and then I started another one. And this is a 46 count fabric. First time I stitched on 46 count. I'm using silks, 1 strand, of course. But there was a online cross stitch shop that went out of business, and when they were having their fabric sales, I snapped up a bunch. This is the Liberty Chalk Full Jar from Hands On Design. This is a series that I got from Fat Quarter Shop for fabrics and threads and pattern, of course. I did 2 of them for my daughters for Christmas one year. I need to stitch those 2 for myself. I have the snowy one, and I have the Santa one, and I have the Easter Bunny one. Those 3 are finished. And then I have this one. This will be on my WIP Go board, because that, you know, is definitely doable to get a finish next year. Okay, this is Rose Hip and Ivies from Blackbird Designs. This is a piece of 40 count from Atomic Ranch. This is the same fabric that I stitched the Stitching Book Club Emma piece on. But I pulled my own colors. I mean, you know, tried to match them pretty much, but I wanted a little bit brighter. And so I do have a mistake in the berry bowl, but you know, if I can fudge it, I'm gonna fudge it. This is also on my board for next year, my WIP Go board. Getting quite a stack right there. Okay. So when I finished Elizabeth, I immediately started another big ambitious project from Hands Across the Sea. This is Memories of the Past. So a couple of years ago for my birthday, I told Michael that I wanted the whole kit, and so I have the 103s in this fabric. This is a 37 count, I think. And this piece is just so much my colors. And I just love it. So, you know, give myself time to breathe. Nah, just jump right on another big one. So it lives by itself in a bag, because, you know, this is all the silks. So the thread takes up quite a bit of room. This is a magazine piece. I love anything with like filigree looking stuff, and so I've made a good bit of progress on this actually this year, so I'm really close on this edge. I think I don't know. I'll probably both edges will be kind of close, but you know, I'm gonna turn it into a pillow, so not a big deal. But this is a 28 count, I believe, Monaco, and I'm using some DMCs, and then this one right here, the purple one, is a thrifted floss. This will also be on my WIP board. This is Sampler Hope from Stitches Through the Years. And this goes pretty fast other than the over one letters, so that's the back side. Sorry. The over one letters are, you know, of course tedious, but I try to do a little bit of that every time I stitch on the rest. And I talked before about maybe changing the bottom part, but I'm not. I'm just going to stitch it as is. I'll live with the non-symmetricalness of it. This is on an XJU Design 40 count. And I pulled my own flosses. The colors that I had, what she called for, the dye lots didn't necessarily look like what was on the model. And so I just pulled my own to sort of match the model more than what I had in my stash. And, okay, so I've got Reaching for Hope from Silver Creek Samplers that I'm doing. This is a 40 count vintage country mocha, which, can I just say, it's like, I don't know, I guess you would consider this sort of a basic color, but it's really pretty. It is really pretty. And you can get it for, you know, relatively inexpensively. It's not like it's a, you know, custom hand dyed. This is just a Zweigart color that they make, so, and it's, you know, solid on one side, mottled on the other. And I'm pulling my own threads for this. The letters are a thread from Hand Dyed by Rolanda over on Etsy. I don't have it in my bag anymore because I'm finished with the letters, but it's a beautiful floss, and I have a big hank, so I used it for the letters. The I'm gonna do, I mean, I did this sweater, this shirt in the purples, and then there's a sweater that's the other hand, and that one will be done in pinks. This one is another full coverage that I worked on this year for WIP Warriors. This is Mini Hydrangea Garden Gate from Artisy. And I started this along with Rachel Q in honor of her mom's birthday a few years ago. And so I'm stitching it on an 18 count Aida. One strand full cross. So pretty. I love hydrangeas. One of my favorite flowers. That's all in that bag. This is a kit that I got from Amazon. And let's see if I can find the cover photo. It says that it's a dimensions kit. And it says stamped cross stitch. It's not. It's embroidery is what it is, but it's embroidery with X's and satin stitch. But yeah, it's not, it doesn't have holes in the fabric, so it's not technically a stamped cross stitch kit. And it took me a little, you know, I don't know. It took me a little bit to get used to stitching that because it wasn't easy since it didn't have holes to follow. But this is what I've gotten done on it. So you can see that the fabric is printed, and so they just have the X's printed on it with no holes. I think it's a beautiful piece, but I think it's going to be something that's going to take me a while because I don't know if I'm going to enjoy working on it, just because it's not coming out as perfectly as I would like it to. Okay, that's all that's in my bag that I've been working on for WIP Warriors this year. I'll pause and then we'll do the rest of my WIPs. I remembered that I had another finish here. So this is, I think this is October House. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down here. But I did this piece for this year's Huntsville retreat. We had to fully stitch and finish a piece that we got to keep, and then we kitted it up for you know, whoever got our swap. So I thought that was a neat exchange. This is that same 40 count Atomic Ranch that Rose Hips and Ivy's on, and Emma. So this was a lot of fun. That strawberry was a lot of fun to stitch. Okay. Now back to WIPs. So this is my sampler drawer. This is Midsummer Garden from, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on all of these designers. It's not Stitches Through the Years. It's, I don't remember. I'll put it down below again. This is on a XJU design. This is her flosses and her fabric. Love it. I think I might have put this on my WIP go board. That would be a little ambitious, but you know, we'll see. This one I did put on my WIP go board. This is a band sampler that's in a magazine. It's in it's a series in some Just Cross Stitch magazines, and it's specialty stitches. So I definitely want to get this finished. This is all anchor flosses. Just choosing my own colors. If you can't tell, I like purple and pink. Those are my favorite colors, so case in point. This is Rose Sampler from Ellen Maurer-Schroe. It's a freebie on her website. So I started this for Black Sampler September a couple of years ago. What's her name? X-Stitch MD. I can't think of what her first name is right now, but she did it, hers similar. She did, you know, everything in black except for the roses, which she did in pink. I'm doing them in Pickled Beets from Classic Colorworks. The fabric is hand-dyed by Rolanda. And then I'm using Anchor Black, which, oh, and I'm using black, and I guess I'm using a gray, DMC, a couple of grays. Yeah, the Anchor Black might be a problem. I can't get them anymore, so maybe I can find some somewhere to buy a bunch of spools. This is Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut. This is another piece that Devin hand-dyed. She had an Etsy shop at one time, and I bought it from her Etsy shop. So this is definitely something that I love stitching on. I'm looking forward to being able to stitch on all of these WIPs that have just sort of been put to the side this year because of doing WIP Warriors. This is Annie Morris from Hands Across the Sea. And this was one that there's only five, I want to say five of Veriswah 103s, and so it's a good piece to try out those flosses if you wanted to try them and don't want to spend a bunch of money. And I think this is Russian tea cake fabric from Legacy. So that's my samplers. And then this is some spring Easter pieces. This is a magazine piece. It's a series, flowers for the year, I think. And so that's a little start that I got on that. This is a St. Patrick's Day Quaker. I got a small start on this past year, not this past year, but in 2023. I mean, all of these that I'm showing you right now, you know, they've just been not stitched on for the last year, so. All right. This is definitely on my WIP Go board because it is very, very close. This is Owl Forest Embroideries Hummingbirds. This is pretty much the bottom. I think maybe there's might be a little bit down still to go. But I think this is pretty much the bottom, so. And this is an ice blue from Zweigart, and I'm using their flosses for it, which are beautiful. If you've never ordered from them and, you know, thinking about it, do it, because I don't remember how much I paid for that, but it was very reasonable considering that it comes from Russia. This is also a magazine piece, and it's supposed to be a biscorn U, but I messed up when my spacing, and so I'm just going to do it and make it into a little pillow or a little small. I do a lot of finishes as pillows, but I'm kind of wanting to do some different stuff. This is a magazine piece. That's swallows and roses in a big bird cage, which I love. This is a piece of even weave that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm using DMC flosses. Definitely looking forward to getting back to stitching on that. This is a piece from Doreen Jones, and it's, let's see, Butterfly Circle, I think is the name of it. And yes, that's the top. Okay. So this is, I'm stitching this on a piece of fabric that my friend Nina hand-dyed and gave to me. And I'm using the DMC flosses. So it's a repeat of, you know, this over and over again, all the way around. A lot of stitches. That's it in that drawer. This is another flowers for the year. I think this is the February version. Could be wrong. This is a magazine piece. I did participate in the Magazine Monthly Challenge group for a while, and so I had a bunch of magazine pieces that I started a couple of years ago. This is on my WIP Go board to get a finish because it's close. This is another magazine piece. This is also on my WIP Go board. Should be a pretty quick stitch. It's like a, sort of like a bookmark size. This is another Fat Quarter Shop, Stitch Quarterly. They're home. So when I first started this, I outlined the letters and then would fill them in at basketball games. So I will eventually, you know, outline the letter, and that's just a little travel piece I can take just to mindlessly stitch. So that's all in that one. This is one autumn piece that I have. I won this, the kit for this from Christine at Stitch All the Things. This is Happy Haunting from Fat Quarter Shop, and this is probably, I don't know, the one and only, I'll never, you know, I won't say never, but probably the one and only Halloween piece that I'll ever do. But I really wanted to try stitching on the fabric. So, I mean, I could have chosen to do something different, you know, different pattern, but, you know, I won the kit from Christine, so, you know, I wanted to just stitch it, the piece that she gave away. So this is fiber on a whim, I believe, and it's very nice to stitch on. It's real soft. That's all that I have in my autumn drawer. So I don't have very many autumn pieces, but I've stitched a lot of autumn pieces. So I don't know why this is in the drawer. This was part of my WIP Go. So I have no idea why I took it out of my WIP Go, not WIP Go, my WIP Warriors. I don't know why I took it out of that tote. This is Winter Rose Manor from Brenda Gervais. This is on my WIP Go board for 2025 because, you know, I got the house done, except for, you know, well, I have the house done. I just need to do the snow in front. And then it's just sort of like a little, you know, it's like motifs. So I think it's doable to get a finish. I did change the female cardinal to make her look more like a female cardinal. She was charted like that, and that's not what a female cardinal looks like. So then I have these vintage pansies. This is a piece of fabric from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Pansies, they're one of my favorite flowers alongside hydrangeas, and my mom also loved them. So beautiful, God, beautiful. This is one of my oldest WIPs. So this is on my WIP Go board because I don't have much to get done with it. But this is like from the 80s. Yeah, I'm on in it. Should be simple to get a finish on that. And I've got this band sampler from a magazine. This is from Cheryl McKinnon, who is Tiny Modernist. And this is a winter band sampler. I finished the autumn one that she designed in the series. And then I've got this one that I'm stitching on some 18 count Aida. That's all in my winter bucket. These are some Christmas pieces. This is, don't remember the name of it, but it's from Fat Quarter Shop. I want to say it was a freebie. It's a piece of 28 count water lily from Witchout. This is another one of their freebies from Fat Quarter Shop. This is Mistletoe Lane. This is also on my WIP Go board. I need to get that house finished, and then the tree, and then there's some presents. And so I really want to get this finished this year. One of the things that I couldn't find was a Christmas piece that I finished from, it's a freebie from Cricket Go-Go. This is a magazine piece called Nativity Silhouette. So the nativity on the pattern is stitched in black. I'm not going to stitch it. I'm just going to leave it unstitched and stitch everything around it. This is Linen and Threads, Fox and Rabbit Mystery from 2020. The FlossTube knows stuff going on. So I'm stitching this on a piece of oatmeal Ada with what do they call it? It's not a variegated DMC. It's the ones that are in the like the 4,000 range. This is Teresa Kogut's In Command, which is pretty much a full coverage piece. So this is a piece of Bee Stitch Me linen. It's called Evil Queen, and I am stitching an angel on it, but that one's got a way to go. This is a little scissors keeper. This is like the top flap. This was from a magazine. This is a piece of fabric that I hand dyed. So it's got that on the top, and then on the body, I want to say it's a pair of scissors with more flowers, if I'm not mistaken. So this is another full coverage. This is from Carolyn Manning, one of her shooting stars. So I'm hoping to put some stitches in this year. I haven't really decided, other than coming up with my WIP Go board, what I'm gonna do as far as a rotation. I haven't even really thought about it yet, which is not, which is very unlike me, because I'm a planner, and so usually by this time I'm already, you know, well into planning. So I've been off all this week, but I just didn't, you know, I don't know, I just don't feel like planning right now. So okay, this is another one of my oldest WIPs, and I do have this on my WIP Go board because it's pretty close to a finish. My younger daughter, who was born in 1990, her nursery was teddy bears, and so this is, it's like a picture frame. And so I don't know if I'll finish it like that, or if I don't know. But I do love it, it's cute. So that'll, you know, get finished with that, and then I'll have it maybe for my great-grandchildren. I don't know. Oh, this is what was in that bag. I knew there was something that was in that bag. So this is another one that was my WIP Warriors that's not in the bag. I guess as I was doing them, I knew I wasn't going to stitch on them anymore, so I went ahead and pulled them out the bags. But this is Cross Stitcher's Paradise from Shane and Christine. And I've been working on this, you know, every now and then, getting, you know, just a few stitches in it. It's a lot of like spread out, you know, like you'll have, I don't know, I guess I don't like stitching on it a whole lot, but I do love the way it looks, so I guess it's too much like color changes. Maybe that's the problem. This is, I think this is the right way. This is Stronger Together from Fat Quarter Shop from year before last, I believe. This is going to be on my WIP Go board. And these are anchor flosses, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think those are anchors. This is also one of my oldest WIPs. So this is a piece that I started for a friend in Louisiana back in the 80s, 90s. And this was the first time I stitched on linen, and it made my eyesight worse. And so that's when I stopped cross-stitching. Of course, now I know about, you know, good lighting and magnification and whatnot, but I probably, I don't know. I don't even know what count this is, but I'm thinking that I should have not used 2 strands. I don't know. It's probably something that I'll end up frogging and then restarting. And then this is collecting colors from Arfill. Susan Aki designed it. And this is another one of those, you know, oh, I love quilts, so I love stitching quilts, and I don't. So I'm picking my own colors, not Orifloss. I've never used Orifloss. I don't plan on using it unless, you know, I win some or someone gives me some. But yeah, you know, if I would just commit to doing, I don't know, getting one block finish every month, that would get me a finish in 2025 on that. That is all, I do believe. If it's not, I'm sorry, but I think that's all. So, yeah. That's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. I hope you get lots of stitching time in. And like I said, I don't know if I'm back or what. We'll see. I feel like I have a lot more I didn't realize how much the situation I was living in, how much it was affecting me emotionally and mentally. And so I can't say that I'm happier than what I was, but I'm at peace more. And so, and I also only live 2 minutes from work. So, you know, I'm not spending 40 minutes in the car 4 days a week. You know, I'm 2 minutes from work. And so, you know, even if I stay late, which I have been lately because we've been busy and shorthanded. So even if I stay late, I still make it home, you know, early. So it's nice. I can come home for lunch if I need to. You know, I'm right here next to all the stuff in Florence. So I've had to sort of like remember, oh, you know, I'll think about, you know, oh man, I need to go. And then I think, oh wait, it's just right there. Like I'm right here. So I'm loving that a lot. And so anyway, it's given me more mental space, I guess you would say. So hopefully I'll be back doing more videos soon. Don't know how often. I just don't know. But anyway, I love you guys. I've missed you guys. If you are new and you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. For all my returning viewers, I love you guys, and I will see you when I see you. Thanks. Bye.